بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my respected brothers and sisters. Welcome back to your show, Ask Eman, the show that gives you the opportunity and the platform, inshallah, to pick up your phone and call us here live in our studio on 0203-515-0769. That's 0203-515-0769. And for those of you brothers and sisters who prefers to pick up your phone, to send us an email or WhatsApp, inshallah, all the details that you should know, inshallah, you'll see it on the left-hand side of your screen, bi'idhnillah. I'll be your host for the next hour, Mahmoud Yusuf. With me, I have my beloved Shaykh, Shaykh Abdurrahman. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi.
Hayyakum Allah. Shaykhana, how are you today?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. And you?
Alhamdulillah. Shaykhana, I don't know if you noticed, I've got enough energy today.
Because
I just came back from my vacation.
Yes, you've been here for a very long time.
So, inshallah, Shaykhana, we're going to keep this mood, inshallah. We'll keep it live. So, as usual, inshallah, we can start the show with a quick reminder for our brothers and sisters to benefit from it, inshallah. And that way we can get all our questions ready for you, bidhnillah.
Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in wa ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. My dear brothers and sisters in Al-Islam, may the peace and blessings of the Almighty Allah be upon all of you. And jazakumullah khairan for joining me and my able brother Sheikh Mahmoud on another episode of Ask Eman. As a reminder, I just want us to quickly look at an ayah in the Quran. And this ayah is ayah 55 of Surah An-Nur. Ayah 55 of Surah An-Nur. These days that we are going through as an ummah are very difficult days for us. We are being targeted as a community, whether here in Europe or somewhere around the Asian continent, in Africa, in different parts of the world. Muslims are targeted. We are branded as terrorists. People do a lot of things to our sisters, our mothers, our wives are being humiliated, being called all sorts of names. Islam is actually going through a lot, and the Muslims. And people are looking out for a way out. People are looking out for a way out. What can we do to change this status quo? What can we do to change this situation to make it better for this Muslim community? We were once a community that was very, very successful. We ruled the world. Islam ruled Spain for 850 years. The Ottoman Empire was almost everywhere in Europe, in Asia, and in Africa, you see. So what can we do to return those days of glory? Some of the people are saying, you know what, let's join them. If we cannot do anything, let's join them. Tomorrow, inshallah, there will be elections in this country. Thursday is, on Thursday, not tomorrow. It will be Thursday, isn't it?
Yes, inshallah.
Okay, Thursday, there will be elections. Some people are suggesting, let's go into politics. Let us become parliamentarians. Let us use the democratic means to usurp power, to become the leaders, so we will be able to defend our Muslim brothers and sisters. And others are saying, no, let us don't take part. Let us just continue to be patient. Now, for me, when I go through this verse in the Quran, my brothers and sisters, Surah An-Nur, ayah 55, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said here, and this is a promise from the Almighty Allah, and we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never break his promise. He is capable of giving us anything that he has promised us. He says in the Quran, وَعْدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنْكُمْ وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ. Allah has promised those people who believe amongst you and they do good deeds. I want you to follow up, brothers and sisters at home. لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ وعد الله الذين آمنوا منكم وعملوا الصالحات لا يستخلفنهم في الأرض كما استخلف الذين من قبلهم. Allah said He will make them successors of authority on earth. Allah will give authority to them. لا يستخلفنهم في الأرض. Allah will make istikhlaf, i.e. replace the evil regimes, the oppressors. They will be replaced by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with believers, those people who believe and they do good deeds. كما استخلف الذين من قبلهم. Just like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replaced those oppressors, those bad regimes before them, He replaced them with the believers. We saw, for example, in Mecca, at the beginning, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam didn't have any chance to even do his prayers openly. They were oppressed, they were humiliated. The Muslims were beaten, driven away out of Mecca. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replaced those bad people with the authority of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَلَا يُمَكِّنَنَّ لَهُمْ دِينَهُمْ الَّذِي ارْتَضَى لَهُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and He will strengthen their religion, which He, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, has chosen for them. Allah will strengthen Islam. Islam will be the religion of the world, insha'Allah. وَلَا يُبَدِّلَنَّهُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِ خَوْفِهِمْ أَمْنًا. And Allah said, and I will surely replace for them the time of fear, this constant humiliation, this fear, this khawf, which they are having all the time, will be replaced with what? Aman, with peace and security. But the secret here is, the secret, Allah says, يَعْبُدُونَنِي وَلَا يُشْرِكُونَ بِي شَيْئًا. They have to worship me alone, and they should not associate any partners with me. So you can see from this ayah, three conditions. One is to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and do good deeds. This is condition number one. If the Muslim Ummah wants to regain its glory, its honor, the position that it used to have in the world, we have to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sincerely as the companions believed in Him. They were small in number, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them victory over plenty of kuffar. Kam min fi'atin qalilatin ghalabat fi'atan kathiratan bi'idhnillah. How many times Allah has given victory to a small number of believers over plenty of the unbelievers. So the first condition is to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to do good deeds. This is condition number one. The second condition is يَعْبُدُونَنِي وَلَا يُشْرِكُونَ بِي شَيْءٍ. We should worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala completely. We should worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when we talk about ibadah, the scholars said it is a relative term that encompasses anything that pleases Allah, whether it's an open action or it is a statement that we say in open or in secret. As long as Allah is pleased with it, it's considered as ibadah. So we should put all our ibadah for the sake of Allah, and we should not associate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with any partners. So if we do this, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us the authority again. He will give us the power again. He will make Mahmud, inshallah, become one of the leaders of this dunya. And we hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make us those people, inshallah.
Ameen. Barakallahu feek, Shaykhana, for this beautiful reminder. As usual, inshallah, brothers and sisters, if you've been influenced by what the Shaykh has given us when it comes to reminding us about our deen and the day of when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give victory to all Muslims, inshallah, please remember to pick up your phone and call us here in the studio on 0203-515-0769. That's 0203-515-0769. So inshallah, brothers and sisters, let's take the first caller. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Ask Eman.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Hayakallah, what's your question, inshallah?
My name is Muhammad Jaraz Hassan and I live in Watford.
Hayakallah, brother Muhammad, how are you today?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah. What's your question for us today, inshallah?
My question is regarding Hazrat Khizr alayhi Islam.
Say it again?
My question is regarding Hazrat Khizr alayhi Islam.
Did you catch that, Shaykh?
No.
Can you repeat? So forgive us, inshallah. Repeat, inshallah, the question. What is it in regards to? Slow down, inshallah.
It's regarding Hazrat Khizr alayhi Islam. Hazrat Khizr.
Khidr.
Oh, Khidr.
No, Khidr.
Alayhi salam. Okay, go ahead. What's your question?
My question is, is Hazrat Khizr, I heard a hadith saying that Hazrat Khizr alayhi salam is alive. So my question is Hazrat Khizr alayhi salam alive or not?
Barakallah.
And if Hazrat Khizr alayhi salam is alive, is he a prophet or not?
Khair inshallah. Barakallah fiqh, Shaykh. طب Shaykhana, in regards to this question, we rephrase it differently, inshallah. For those of us who'd never heard of this name before, inshallah, we want you to maybe clarify for us who he is and how do we, where do we hear this name from originally? And who was he? Was he a prophet? Was he a companion? Was he Rasul? There's a difference between a prophet and there's a difference between a messenger. Just in case, inshallah, Shaykhana, for those brothers and sisters who want to clarify this. So I don't know exactly how long we have, but I don't think you'll be able to answer it, inshallah, Shaykhana, because of the ad break. So think about that, inshallah. So brothers and sisters, join us after the ad break, inshallah, where the Shaykh will be able to answer the question where our brother Muhammad asked us in regards to Khidr alayhi salam. So inshallah, brothers and sisters, remember, if you do have any question, pick up your phone and call us live here in the studio on 0203 5150769. So for me and the Shaykh now, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, wa salatu wassalam ala rasulillah. Welcome back, my dear brothers and sisters, to your show, Ask Eman, inshallah, brothers and sisters. This is a show where it gives you the opportunity, inshallah, to ask any question in regards to the deen, inshallah, whether it's by calling us, emailing us, or WhatsApping us, inshallah. I'd like to remind our brothers and sisters as well, we are live streaming on Facebook and YouTube, inshallah. So if you do have any question, please remember to drop it down below. We get it live here. We can ask on your behalf, bi'idhnillah. And for those of you brothers and sisters who prefers to call us and speak to us live, the number is 0203 5150769. That's 0203 5150769. طب شيخنا, before the ad break, Brother Muhammad was asking us in regards to Prophet Khidr alayhi salam. Now, before the ad break, I did ask you, I'll rephrase it in a different way. So, for those brothers and sisters who have never heard of Khidr alayhi salam, who was Khidr? And was he a prophet or a messenger? And is he still alive? As some people believe.
Jazakallahu khairan. Regarding Khidr alayhi salam, his story is mentioned in Surah 18. That is Surah Al-Kahf, the cave. Of course, that surah is a beautiful surah. For extra benefit, we are recommended to read it every Jum'ah. And in fact, there is a hadith that says that whosoever that reads the first 10 verses of Surah Al-Kahf will be saved from the fitna of Dajjal. Now, Khidr was one of the obedient servants of the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him knowledge. Allah gave him rahmah, his mercy was upon him, and he gave him knowledge according to what is mentioned in Surah Al-Kahf, you see. So Musa alayhi salam, they said, one day was speaking to the Bani Israel, and he was so impressive upon them that they asked him that who is the most knowledgeable person. Musa said, I am, he claimed. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him that no, you cannot. Knowledge is something which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will just give a little bit of it to whom he wishes. So, I mean, for every فَوْقَ كُلِّ ذِي عِلْمٍ عَلِيمٍ, or above every knowledgeable person, there is a knowledgeable person, you see. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directed Musa alayhi salam to go on a journey where he will direct him to go and meet one of his servants. And Musa alayhi salam and his slave or his maid or whatever, they bought this boat and then they went off. They went on sea, and then later on Musa was able to meet with Khidr alayhi salam. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَوَجَدَ عَبْدًا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا الصَّالِحِينَ. He met one of our servants, one of our righteous servants. We gave him rahmah, and we taught him, gave him knowledge. So Musa alayhi salam, asked Khidr, he said, can I follow you so that you can teach me? Then Khidr alayhi salam said to him that, no, I don't think you will be able to be patient with me.
طب Shaykh, before you continue, I just want to clarify a few things here. Now, Khidr was a prophet. So Musa alayhi salam was a prophet, but he didn't know?
Musa was a prophet. Of course, during the time of Musa and others, there used to be prophets living at the same time.
Really? I didn't know.
Of course, there were prophets. Musa was living, and Harun was living. Harun was a Nabi. No. Musa was a Nabi and a prophet.
No.
We used to have the time of Lut and the time of Ibrahim. They were living together at the same time. Okay. You see, so Khidr was there. Musa made the request that I want to be with you so that I can learn from you, from what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you of the knowledge. But Khidr cautioned him that you will not be able to be patient. He said, no, I will be patient. I will follow you and I will be patient. Subhanallah. And they went on, and a lot of things happened on the way. These things are very gharib. They are very strange. No ordinary man will I mean, for the ordinary man, their interpretation of this will be different. For example, Musa alayhi salam saw Khidr putting a hole on a boat. I mean, this boat, these people helped them to cross, and then Musa saw Khidr putting a hole on the boat. So for an ordinary man, he said, this is wickedness. This is sheer wickedness.
Yeah.
How could you do this? But Khidr got knowledge which Musa did not have. And we saw as well that when they went to a particular place, Khidr held one of the boys, killed that boy. And Musa said, "Aqatalta nafsan zakiya." Have you killed a very young and beautiful life like this without any reason? You see, you have done something which I have never seen in my life. You see, again, Musa, for an ordinary person, he will see this as something that should not be done. Again, Khidr said, you know, I told you will not be able to be patient. You did it the first time. You said, no, please forgive me, have mercy upon me. I will not do that again. And now you are doing it again. He said, please be patient with me. I will not repeat it again. And then they went to a town, and then they met a wall that was about to fall. And then again, they asked the villagers to accommodate them, but they refused. And Khidr saw this wall that was about to fall down in this village. And he decided to work on putting up this wall. And then again, Musa, as an ordinary person, I'm not saying Musa was ordinary, he was a prophet, but he didn't know. He didn't know the unseen, the secret here. But Khidr had knowledge which Musa did not have. But that did not make Musa less a person than Khidr, because he was a Nabi and a prophet. Musa was a Nabi and a Rasul. So when they finished this, Khidr alayhi salam said to Musa alayhi salam, look, now you have reached the final point. We have to separate. I told you will not be able to be patient with me. Now let me tell you the interpretation of my action. This is the most important thing here. The interpretation of my action. He said, as for the boat, there was a king over on the other side who was just seizing a nice boat, and this boat was for masakin, two poor people, and I wanted to save it. And as for the boy, his parents were righteous people, and I was afraid that he will lead them astray, and so I killed him so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will replace him with righteous children for these two parents. And then he said, as for the wall, this wall, there was a khans, i.e. treasure, buried underneath this wall for some orphans. And they are yet young. So I raised the wall so that when these children grow up, they will be able to know where their treasure is buried by their parent. And he said, وَمَا فَعَلْتُهُ عَنْ أَمْرِي. وَمَا فَعَلْتُهُ عَنْ أَمْرِي. He said, I did not do this out of my own volition, out of my own accord. I didn't do it just like that. I did it as wahyu from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we know that whosoever that receives wahyu from Almighty Allah is what? Is a Nabi. Yeah. That is why the scholars have this argument. Was Khidr a Nabi or a righteous man, a wali? Was he a Nabi or a wali? The majority of the Salaf say Khidr was a Nabi because he received wahyu, revelation from the Almighty Allah, and he said it, وَمَا فَعَلْتُ عَنْ أَمْرِي ذَلِكَ تَأْوِيلُ مَا لَمْ تَسْتِعْ عَلَيْهِ الصَّبْرَ. He said, this is the interpretation that I have for you for the things that you were not patient about. The last part of the question is Khidr alive? As far as my knowledge is concerned, I am not aware of him being alive. I don't know if there is any scholar of the past who said that Khidr is alive, but I believe that the sources say Khidr is not.
No.
And there is another opinion that says that Khidr was not a prophet, he was a wali. And you have some people that are going on saying that the fact that Musa alayhi salam, who was a prophet, was asked to come and learn from Khidr, who was a wali, it shows that the maqam, the position of the awliya, is higher than the position of even the prophet. In fact, Musa is one of the 5 ulul azm, 5 main strong prophet. And Musa, being one of the ulul azm, being asked to come and learn from Khidr means that the awliya are better than the prophet. This is not true at all. Wa'iyadu billah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us.
Barakallahu feek, Shaykhana. Brother Muhammad, I hope that answers your question for you, bi'idhnillah. So, brothers and sisters, join us after the ad break, inshallah, where we continue taking majority of the calls and the questions that we have by WhatsApp, inshallah. So, if there is anybody waiting for us on the line, inshallah, please be patient. We'll take you straight after the ad break, bi'idhnillah. So, brothers and sisters, please remember to call us here in the studio on 0203-515-0769. You can WhatsApp us or email us on the details that you see on your screen. For me and the Shaykh for now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My respected brothers and sisters, welcome back to your show Ask Eman, the show where it gives you the opportunity and the platform inshallah to pick up your phone and call us live here in the studio on 0203 515 0769. That's 0203 515 0769. I know brother Ismail, where you on the line, may Allah forgive us for keeping you there longer than you should. But forgive us, inshallah, brother Ismail. Please remember to pick up your phone and call us, inshallah. I am aware, but because the Shaykh was giving us an explanation into what we need to know about the Surah Al-Kahf itself and the prophets and the Rasul that we need to understand from what brother Muhammad was asking us. So, inshallah, brother, I urge you, inshallah, to pick up your phone and call us back here in the studio, inshallah. And for those of you brothers and sisters who are watching us on social media, where we're live streaming on Facebook and YouTube, please remember, continue sending us your messages, inshallah, on the comment below, and we'll get it live here, bi'idhnillah. And for those of you who are living overseas and you want to take part on the show by calling us live here, you can do so, inshallah, by calling us on our WhatsApp number that you will see on the left-hand side of our screen, bi'idhnillah. طيب, Shaykhana, inshallah, we're going to continue with, we're going to start our first question via WhatsApp. Starts with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As we know, Shaykh, that the winter season has come and the salawats are so close to one another. And because I work, and I start my work at 9 o'clock and finish at 6 o'clock, and I have 1 hour break, I find it very difficult to pray all my salawat at once. So what can I do?
9 o'clock what? Which 9?
In the morning. 9 o'clock a.m. And finish at 6 o'clock p.m.
Okay.
So, and he only gets, or she gets 1 hour between that time. So how can they perform their salawat when we know Dhuhr and Asr so close, Maghrib and Isha are so close?
Okay. Jazakallahu khairan for this wonderful question. We know that Salat is very, very important. It is the most important pillar of Islam after the Shahada, and it will be the first thing that we will be asked for, Yawm al-Qiyamah. So everyone should try their best to make their timetable or to make their time around the times of Salah, whether it is in summer or it is in winter. I will say to you, my brother, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna salata kanat ala al-mu'minina kitaban mawquta. He says prayer is an obligation upon the believers and it's got its stated time. So you can, if there is any circumstance that will lead you to combine the Dhuhr and the Asr. For example, if it is too cold, like it is now, in winter it is too cold, and you think that it's going to snow, it's windy, you can combine your Dhuhr and your Asr, and you can as well combine the Maghrib and the Isha. After the Isha prayers, after the Maghrib prayers, immediately, or you can delay the Maghrib for the time of the Isha. The same thing with the Dhuhr. You can delay the Dhuhr prayers till the time of the Asr. You combine it with the Dhuhr. You start with the Dhuhr. Or you can do the Asr immediately after the Dhuhr prayers. But for the ones that are working, that's your job. It is not any temporal. So you have to try your best to do your Salat, inshallah, on time, my brother.
Barakallahu feek. I can relate to this question because not long ago I was working in this kind of working from 9 to 5, and I remember when winter season comes, by the time I finish work, the journey used to take me an hour and a half to come home. Already Maghrib and Isha has come and gone, and it was very, very difficult to try to combine your salat together because you obviously want to pray your salawats on time, but because in reality that the job that you are doing is very difficult for you to come off. Although sometimes you can, certain job you can, because everyone else they go for a quick break, which we don't want to mention the reason for, but you can have the same reason for you to go and perform your Dhuhr, for example, which is a 5-minute prayer. But I understand where the brother or the sister's coming from. Tab Shaykhana, next question
I can say for something like that, the brother maybe can delay their break until 1 something, because now around 1 something it's Asr.
No.
Yes, so you can delay the Dhuhr to Asr.
No.
Then you combine the Dhuhr and the Asr together.
But are you not sinful for doing it for a long term period?
Well, we say to this person, instead of them dropping the salah,
No.
instead of them dropping the salah, they have to take the lesser of the two.
Sure.
You see, so it is better for them to combine it, but to try their best to do it on time.
Sure.
But if they cannot do it on time, instead of them dropping the salat, they can delay the dhuhr, because the time of the dhuhr is its time is it has some extended time.
No.
You have the beginning time and the extended time.
Sure.
So they can start the dhuhr on its time around 1 something. There is still dhuhr.
Yeah.
And then maybe by the time they finish the dhuhr, the asr is already
Sure.
due.
No.
And then they can do their asr.
Sure.
Yeah.
Makes sense. طب خير بارك الله فيك شيخنا for clarifying that. Next question we have from Facebook, Sister Banat. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Can the Shaykh please clarify, is it compulsory for women to cover her feet when she's performing her salat?
Jazakillahu khairan, my dear sister. Regarding is it compulsory for a woman to cover her feet, there has always been an argument on this between the Ahlul Ilm. There are others who say that the ayah says that وَقُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنَاتِ يَغُضُّوا مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِنَّ وَيَحْفَظُوا فُرُوجَهُنَّ وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ إِلَّا مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا. He say to the believing women to lower their gaze, some of their gaze. You see how beautiful the Quran is. You see, يَغُضُّوا مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِنَّ, some of their gaze. Some. If Allah had said they should all, it would have been very difficult.
No.
That everyone should have been like this. But you cannot even on the train, on the buses, and on places that you have no control of, you have to. See, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows that we will be subjected to a situation where we will not have any control. So he said this to the men, قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَغُضُّوا مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِمْ. And he said here, وَقُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنَاتِ يَغْضُضْنَ مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِنَّ. Yes, so that they will lower their gaze. And then the ayah continued that they should not expose their beauty except that which comes out apparently.
Sure.
That which comes out apparently. So this is where the problem lies. Some of the scholars say what comes out apparently will be the face, the hand, and the feet.
Sure.
The feet. And others say what comes out apparently will be the face and the hands. They use the hadith of Asma bint Abu Bakr. Asma, the daughter of Abu Bakr, one day visited the Prophet ﷺ after the revelation of this ayah 31 of Surah An-Nur. And then, of course, the ayah 59 of Surah Al-Ahzab. The hijab has been made obligatory now. So the Prophet ﷺ said to her that a Muslim woman, when they are mature, should not go out except that they are covered completely, with the exception of, he pointed to the face and the hands. The feet were not included. So there is a strong argument by the Ahlul Ilm that the feet should be covered in Salah. So this is the opinions that we know.
Does this mean similar to when they're doing tawaf and umrah, for example? Do they have to cover their feet?
When they are doing their tawaf as well.
As well, yeah?
Yes, when they are doing their tawaf. But the face should be open, should be exposed.
Barakallahu fiqh Shaykhana. Brothers and sisters, I'd like to remind you of the number, inshallah. We're feeling kind of lowly here. We need you, inshallah, to pick up your phone and call us here live in our studio on 0203-515-0769. That's 0203-515-0769 to ask us any question live, bi'idhnillah. Tab Shaykhana, we have another question via YouTube here. Sister Ahlam Ali. Assalamu alaikum. I have a question. When Allah was testing Adam alayhi salam for not eating from the forbidden tree, does Allah know he is going to fail anyway, because Allah is the all-knowing?
Jazakillahu khairan, our dear sister, for this beautiful question. Yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the actions of men before they are done. He knows what will be the result, and if they do it, what will be the result. If they if they are not going to do it, why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has knowledge of all this. Kain, the things that happen, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have knowledge of them. This is one of the ma'akhid of the Orientalists. The Orientalists say, okay, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses in the Quran that I will try, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ, we will try you, and in the other ayat, alif lam mim ahasiba nas and yutraku an yaqulu amanna wa hum la yuftanun. Do the people want us to leave them like that, to say we believe and they are not tested? So we will test them so that we will know those people who believe. This does not mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has not got the knowledge of things before they happen. Allah has entire knowledge of everything before this thing occurs. But He wants the people themselves to do it so that nobody will say that I did not do it.
It was not my fault.
It wasn't my fault.
طيب بارك الله فيك شيخنا. Brothers and sisters, please remember to join us after our break inshallah for more Ask Eman. For me and Shaykh for now. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My respected brothers and sisters, please remember, this is the last segment, inshallah. So, brothers and sisters, if you do have any question, you have 12 minutes or less than 12 minutes to pick up your phone and call us, bi'idhnillah. So, let's take first caller so that way we don't actually waste time. Let's take our first call, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Ask Eman.
Wa alaikum salam. I've got a question regarding the witr prayer for Isha, okay?
Go ahead.
Now, the 3 witr for Isha, can you tell me if it's compulsory, or can I just read the 4 fard? Would that be enough if I didn't read the witr? Also, can I delay my witr at the last third of the night, so that's at the Hajjat?
Yep.
Okay. If I can, say if I read the witr at the Hajjat time, what would I do my niyyah as? Would that be as I'm reading the witr for Isha, or do I have to say, like, I'm praying for Tahajjud, but I'm putting 3 witr? Are you with me? I'm a bit confused.
No. I totally understand what you're saying, but I was waiting for you to finish so I can ask you the question.
Yeah.
So, what time do you normally pray your witr? Do you normally wait until the third of the night, or do you actually pray it straight after Isha yourself?
I'll pray straight after Isha, but I heard someone saying that, you don't really have to pray the witr, so I just thought I'd confirm it with you. Is it compulsory for me to read it, or can I just read the 4 fard for Isha, and would that be enough?
Barakallahu feek. Do you have any other question?
Also, yeah, if it's must, you have to read. Can you tell me if it's okay for me to read it at the last third of the night, and also what intention do I need to do it for, to read it for Tahajjud or for Isha prayer?
Barakallahu feek. Okay, say the line, inshallah. The Shaykh will answer it for you, bi'idhnillah. Let's take our next caller, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Ask Eman. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Hello, welcome.
Hayakallah, brother, you're live and Ask Eman. What's your question for us today, bi'idhnillah?
My name's Hassan, and I wanted to know, I'm sure you've heard of, the 40 Rabbana book.
The 40
Rabbana, the Rabbana du'as.
The 40 Rabbana du'at.
Naam.
Okay, what's wrong with it?
I just wanted to know, once we're at the end of our prayer, was after at-tahiyatu and the salutations. How many, is it possible for us to read, a large number of these, providing that we have time? That was the first part of the question.
Is this before the taslim, or is it before? Is it in between?
Right at the end, before Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Okay.
And the second part, in the first prayer, in the sujood, we're allowed to make a dua in Arabic. So can it be one of these, or an Allahumma dua, something along these lines? That's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
This is in your fard salawat, yeah?
No, thank you. In the first salah.
So that's including, okay, that's fine. Inshallah, we'll get the answer for you, bi'idhnillah. طب Shaykh, do you want to start with this one, inshallah? So the brother's asking in regards to the dad'iyah that we have to make before taslim. Can we do the 40 du'ats? Or at the same time as well, he's mentioning about the fard salawat. Can we, in sujood, do we have to make dua in Arabic? And clarify in case for those brothers and sisters who wants to know, can they make dua, generally speaking, whatever language as well?
Yeah. Jazakallahu khairan. Dua, the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, huwa li'ibada. Dua is the worship. The worship itself is dua. When you do Hajj, you do dua. You do fasting is dua. You pray to Allah is dua. In fact, there is a hadith that says that ad-dua mukhul ibadah. The dua is the brain of the ibadah. So we have to always make dua. Now, when we are doing our sajda, this is the best time that we become very closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The closest to Allah is when we are on our sajda. And the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Akrabu ma yakun al-abd inda Allahi wa huwa sajid, fajtahidu fi du'a." He said the closest time the servant becomes to Allah is when they are doing their sajda. So make a lot of effort in the dua. So some of the scholars say that we can do dua, but it has to be in Arabic, and others say no, it is open. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Fajtahidu fi du'a." Make dua in any language that you know whilst you are in the sajda, whilst whether it is in fard prayer or it is in supererogatory prayers, because this time you cannot afford to miss it. You cannot afford to miss it. Allah says said to the Prophet, "Kalla la tuti'hu wasjud waqtarib." He said, make your sajda and become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So yes, my brother, you can do your Rabbana Atina fi dunya whilst you are in the sajda, while you are on the sajda. And then whilst you are doing your tashahud, before the last part of the prayer, before you do the taslim, after you finish the tahiyyah, you've finished the salatu ibrahimiyya, yes, you can do dua as much as you can. But make sure if you are leading people, if you are the imam, don't make it too long, because the people will have to go out and do other things anyway. But if you are alone, you can make a long dua, inshallah, before your taslim, inshallah.
طب شيخنا, we understand that the dua, the best dua is actually when you're performing in sujood yourself or prostrating. Now the dua after the tasbih, after the tashahhud, right at the end, is that why do we have to make dua? Is this from the sunnah, or is it something that the Prophet ﷺ recommended? What is it?
Yes, the Prophet ﷺ used to make dua after the tashahhud and the salatu ibrahimiyya. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من عذاب القبر عذاب جهنم وفتنة المحيا والممات ومن شر فتنة